welcome back again, guys. It is a continuation of our previous video. So now I will show you how you can use the progress dialog to indicate the downloads. In here I will create a progress dialog object and I call the progress dialog, and I say dialog equals to null and then initialize it inside the on pre-execute. Dialog equals to new progress dialog, and it requires context, so I say main activity dot this. I have to set the title for this dialog, downloading, and I have to set a message dialog dot set message please wait image downloading, and I have to set its size dialog dot set max to 100, and I have to set this type of my progress dialog dot set progress dialog dot style horizontal, and I have to make this progress dialog indeterminate dialog dot set indeterminate to false, and I have to call the cancelable to false, because whenever the user click outside that dialog, so it must not disappear. And I also call the dialog dot set cancelable on touch outside. This method has a lot of benefit. Whenever the user click the back button, this dialog will not be disappeared until it finishes download. So I put it to false, put a button for its dialog dot set button, and I call the progress dialog dot negative button, or you can use the positive button, and I name this as cancel, and I have to handle its button, handle its on click listener. Whenever the user click on the cancel, the user wants to cancel that download. In here I have created an instance of my async task how you can cancel the background task. And I call my async task dot cancel, and you put the true variable in here. Whenever you call async task, instead of on post execute the do in background, call the on cancel method. On cancel method. When the on cancel is called, you must appear that dialog, and I say dialog dot dismiss, and I have to toast a message in here to indicate the download is failed. Download, and also whenever the download has completed successfully, I have to dismiss the dialog dot dismiss, and I have to toast a message in here again, toast dot make text downloaded successfully. So let me check again. I hope I must not forget anything. Set max, set progress start, set indeterminate, set cancelable. I have to show the dialog dot show. So I have to calculate the length of that downloaded image, and I have to write this inside here. I'm going to create another variable for my current downloaded size. I say private long downloaded size, and I initialize this here. Downloaded size equals to 0. So now inside this file output stream, what I say, downloaded size equals to downloaded size plus read, because this is the read data variable which contains the downloaded size of that image for current download. I have to call the publish progress after this, and I pass the downloaded size variable. As you can see, it gives me error because I have set the progress to white. So in here I say I change this to long variable. Again, I need to put the parameter of on progress update to long. So now I have the downloaded size. I have to calculate how much of that image is downloaded. So inside this method, I say values from index 0. I have to divide it the size of that image. So you have to make one of them double, otherwise it will give you 0. I have to make it. So now you must put them inside another bracket, and you have to multiply it by 100, which is the size of your dialog. As you can see in here, I have set the size of dialog to max 100. If you set it 200, you must also multiply it to 200. So now it returns me a double, since the dialog progress works with integer. So I have to cast this to integer and then put it the set progress so that the dialog can show us the progress. I create a variable in here, downloaded equals. So it is in the form of integer and it returns me double. Again, I have to cast this to integer. So again, you must also put these expression inside another bracket. Before it multiplies 100, it will be transformed into integer and then it will be multiplied to 100. So I have to put them inside another bracket. Whenever this expression, okay, inside this variable, inside this bracket has finished, then cast this to integer. Put the downloaded in here. Okay, I almost forgot that you must also put the permissions inside the manifest file. You have to write two permissions. One is the internet, because you are using the internet permission, and close this. Also write storage permission, write external storage and close it. So now whenever the user click on the button, my async tab will get initialized and it will pass the current URL to this class. The onPreExecute method gets called, so that dialog will get initialized and it will pop up to the user. It will be in the waiting mode till the image gets downloaded. Once the image has downloaded, the onPostExecute will get called and the dialog will be dismissed and there will be a message downloaded successfully. If you cancel the download, so the onCancel method gets called. Let's see how you can cancel it. And also always check inside the while method if that async tab is cancelled or not. You have to check it repeatedly. So I say is cancelled and it returns a boolean. If it is cancelled, so break the loop and it will come out the loop and it will say file output stream.flash. Then instead of the onPostExecute, the onCancel gets called and it says download cancel. So let's repeat again. So I have to make sure that I do not miss anything, my async task. Okay, downloaded size will be appear, dialog does show. I have the connection get input stream, URL HTTP connection, it gives me the connection and also the size, input stream, the read data. At the end you have to close those instances. So I say if file output stream, if it was not equals to null, then file output stream dot close. So again it tries an exception, I have to put it inside a try catch, and again I have to close the HTTP URL connection for the security purposes. If HTTP connection was not equals to null, so disconnected, and you must also close the input stream also. So this is the reason I have written those instances outside the try catch, so that I can close them once the operation has finished. Input stream, if it was not equals to null, so input stream dot close. The reason I check them if it was not null, because there may be an exception arises that your instances, I mean the input stream, may not get initialized, and if you close that on the null instance, your application may crash. So this is the reason you have to check if the input stream is not null, then close. So again I have to surround it with try catch, and that's it. So let's run and see if it works properly or no. And I have to put the background thread to sleep, because the operation will be so fast, because the size of those images to 12 KB. I will use the system clock.sleep, because I do not want to use the thread.sleep because it requires an extra try catch. The reason I've used the system.clock.sleep, it doesn't require any try catch block. So let me just run and see what happens. If you observe the emulator, you will see the image will be downloaded in a minute. If I click on tree and nature, the app may crash because I haven't set the runtime permission, because I'm using the marshmallow version. And if you're using above the marshmallow, make sure that you set the runtime permission. If I click on setting and if I go to apps, so in the list find your app, I have found it. I click on my app. As you can see, no permission is set, although we have set the read and write and also the internet permissions, but the latest versions of Android requires those permissions at runtime. Make sure that you set runtime permission on coding. So I have to allow the app, so I have to come back, so I have to close it, so I have to click clear all. If I click and open the app again, I want to download this image. If I click on the button, observe the progress dialog will be updated. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You see, this is how you can use async task to download an image. But if you are in the industry, do not call the system.clock to sleep, because in here the size of those images are in KBs. So I have to put the background thread to 200 seconds so that you can observe the progress in here. Once it has finished, the dialog will be disappeared and the onPostExecute will get called and it say download successfully. So if I go to my file, okay, if I go to settings and I found my storage, and if I click on the internal storage, click on others, and I click explore. So this is the download folder, because in here in the code part I said that give me an access to this directory of downloads with this name. Okay, if I click on the download, bam, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you can download an image by using async task in the background. So if I run the application again, if I download this image, and you can also see the progress in here. So I have to wait for a second. It didn't show the progress in here. Let me just go. There you go again. That image has also been downloaded. If I click on the I love you picture and I click on the download image, so the progress will show the progress. So this is how you can use async task to download an image, and how you can use the progress dialog to download an image or show the indication of that image. So that's it for you guys. I think there are a lot of codes I have written in here, but don't worry if you don't understand anything. Just rewatch the video and leave those problems you have in the comment box below this video, and I will answer them ASAP. So in the next video I'm going to use the progress bar for showing the download in the Android. So then the next video I'm going to use this progress dialog, which is here, for showing the download or for showing the progress. So till next video, have fun learning, and don't forget to watch the upcoming video.